Welcome back to Carolina Connection. We're here at the Duke Mansion in Charlotte.
This home was built 104 years ago by Zeb Taylor in the newly created Myers Park neighborhood. It remains one of the city's finest examples of colonial revival architecture.
Speaking of old houses, we're about to find out what's behind all those ghost stories at the Rosedale Plantation.
Historic Rosedale. They say it's one of Charlotte's best kept secrets. But does the home have secrets of its own? To better understand the home's history, we met with education curator Allison Boatman.
The history of Rosedale is very long. The house is actually 203 years old. It was built in 1815 by Archibald Frew. His sister actually married into the Davidson family. Mr. Frew ended up losing the property to his brother-in-law, Senator William Davidson, who then sold it to his son-in-law a few years later. And the house actually stays in that same family until 1986. In '86, the last two Davidson ladies who were living here decide to sell the house just for enough that they can move to a different place.
Some say this house is haunted, and if so, why are the occupants still here after 200 years?
I'm Tina McSwain, and I'm the founder and executive director of the Charlotte Area Paranormal Society, or CAPS for short. CAPS is an organization of like-minded folks. I founded CAPS in 2005. We all have an interest in the paranormal, ghost hunting, if you will. When we die, there's something that remains.
Could that something be our spirit? Tina was introduced to Rosedale in an unusual way.
So one day I was coming down Tryon Street, and the Tryon Street was backed up for some reason or another, and I was positioned exactly in front of the gate. On the second floor, there is a balcony that faces Tryon Street. I happened to see a lady walking back and forth on that second floor. When I looked at her a little bit closer, I determined that she was in a white dress. It came all the way up to her neck, reminded me of something Victorian or definitely around the turn of the century. The very next weekend, I stopped in and went in the office and met a lady named Beth, and came in, introduced myself, and I said, this is probably going to sound crazy, but I think I saw a ghost. And she's like, oh no. She said, we hear that all the time.
The only things I've really had happen are, like creaking floorboards, and sometimes it can be a bit off. Like when you're just coming into the house, you think you hear something on the floor above you, but nobody's up there because you're turning off the alarm.
The Charlotte Area Paranormal Society, they capture the sounds of a child using EVP, which stands for Electric Voice Phenomenon.
I'd like to know your name. What is it? We get, from time to time, people will say that they've seen a lady in white walking around the property. I'm pretty sure that's probably Louise Hagee Davidson. Then in the cellar, there seem to be at least 3 entities. Could be, there's a lady named Cherry that she raised the children of Dr. David Caldwell after his wife passed away. There's another Alice that was a laundress, seamstress, and then there was possibly Elbert, who was a gardener, landscaper, possibly dealt with the horses. Now, of course, all these folks are African American, and unfortunately, during that time, they were slaves. So we think that there are several entities that hang out in the basement. Mrs. Davidson, we think, is who walks around the grounds and possibly inhabits the garden.
Is Rosedale haunted? That you will need to find out for yourself. Josh Morrow reporting for Carolina Connection.
Wow, that looks like a great place to go ghost hunting. For more information on the Rosedale Plantation, visit historicrosedale.org.
Coming up after the break, an organization training dogs in the most amazing ways.